Good evening. Over the last week or so, I've been waiting to hear bits of news. I hoped I would be hearing good news, but there was always an element of uncertainty. For some of the news, I didn't know when I would hear, so I'd keep an eye on my email notifications, opening my inbox every so often to see if there was an update I was hoping for. For other important news, I knew when I would expect to hear, but I didn't know whether the news would be good or disappointing. And as the day approached, I became more and more restless with anticipation. It seems that when we're expecting to hear something important, we can become distracted from the things that are going on around us. The news that we're expecting can become the focus of our attention. Looking forward focuses our eyes on something exciting, something we anticipate, and allows us to stand out of and away from our current situation. The Bible talks about this anticipation several times. The natural action for the believer should be looking forward, and that looking forward should also encourage and energize us. We read in Romans chapter 8 that not only are we looking forward, but all of the created world is looking forward with us. In Paul's letter, we read, "Yet what we suffer now is nothing compared to the glory he will reveal to us later. For all creation is waiting eagerly for that future day when God will reveal who his children really are. Against its will, all creation was subjected to God's curse, but with eager hope, the creation looks forward to the day when it will join God's children in glorious freedom from death and decay. For we know that all creation has been groaning, as in the pains of childbirth, right up to the present time. And we believers also groan, even though we have the Holy Spirit within us, as a foretaste of future glory. For we long for our bodies to be released from sin and suffering. We too wait with eager hope for the day when God will give us our full rights as his adopted children, including the new bodies he's promised us. We were given this hope when we were saved. If we already have something, we don't need to hope for it. But if we look forward to something we don't yet have, we must wait patiently and confidently. The Christian writer C.S. Lewis understood this looking forward, and he wrote, "If we find ourselves with a desire that nothing in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that we were made for another world." Paul suggests in his letter to the Roman Christians that this is true for every created thing, whether that's an individual person or the wider world in which we live. Altogether, whether they realize it or not, they're waiting in anticipation of a future when God will be clear to everyone, and where those who he has identified as his adopted children will become the people that he has intended us to be. If we wonder what that means for us now, then John in his first letter spells it out. He too was very much aware of a better future. He was eagerly waiting for this to become apparent, and we read in the 3rd chapter of his first letter that our response is not only to focus on the future, but to make ourselves ready, as he says, to purify ourselves. See what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God, and that is what we are. The reason the world does not know us is that it did not know him. Dear friends, now we are children of God, and what we will be has not yet been made known. But we know that when Christ appears, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. All who have this hope in him purify themselves, just as he is pure. As I waited for the news I was hoping for this week, I was distracted from other things. I wondered what the news would be and what it would mean. But the Bible tells us clearly what we're waiting for. It tells us what we need to do to be ready. As we wait patiently, we need to follow the example of Jesus in not just avoiding distraction, but also making ourselves pure. So the waiting is not just anticipatory, it's not just patient, but it's also active. Good night.